We are Ovid for Human Rights and have the privilege and honor to be cooperating with Alzheimer's Disease International. We are proud to present a pre-recorded human rights talk presented at the Global Conference of Alzheimer's Disease International, held in London 2022, discussing the protection of seniors on the dementia spectrum.
My name is Celine Sogis, and I'm a senior living in Ontario, Canada. I'm also a teacher, and I have had a lived experience with dementia. As a senior and as a teacher, I'm a bit of a bridge between the young and the old. Dementia-friendly communities and we do care for our orphan seniors.
Oh, darn, I forgot my book in the car. I better go back and get it. I don't want any late fees. I can't believe it. What am I doing? It's crazy stuff. It's forgetting things. What's wrong? I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. Oh man, can you believe it? Ah.
Excuse me. Hi, my name's Barb. I sense you're having a little bit of difficulty with your computer. I just want to let you know that if you're having any problems, just ask me. I'll be happy to help.
As you can tell, I am struggling a little bit here. And making a little bit of noise, aren't I? Listen, my name is Jeffrey Lincoln.
Nice to meet you. And you are no bother. You know, did you used to teach a creative writing course at U of T? And you have several best-selling fiction novels.
Yes. How kind of you to mention that. Yes, I taught for 25 plus years at U of T. Oh, I've been retired for a few years now, though. Still, those were wonderful years.
Wow. My sister Diane took one of your classes. She used to tell the most amazing stories about her professor and how good he was. You know, if it wasn't for you, she would have quit long ago. She's no quitter anymore. Oh, I can't wait to tell her I actually met you. Enough of my gushing. Go back to what you were doing, please. So nice to meet you, though.
Yes, likewise. You made my day. And say hi to Diane. Hey, listen, nice to meet you, Bev. Have a great evening. Cheers. What the heck? I can't believe it. What am I doing? Forgetting things.
Oh, wow. I'd better go after him.
What would you have done to help that senior if he had walked into your library? He's obviously an orphan senior, doesn't seem to have a lot of people around who can help him. He's trying to help himself. Would you have spoken up for him? Would you have tried to help him? Would you have tried to see what's wrong? Does he need any further assistance? What would you have done to help a senior at risk in your community? I know what I, in Ontario, must do to help young people at risk because of the Ontario Child, Youth and Family Services Act of 2017. I, as a teacher, have been given all the training and the tools that I need to enact what this act mandates me to do, which is to report young people at risk, or I get fined $5,000. But what's available in Canada to help seniors? No single law is available. Provincial and territorial laws dominate over federal laws. Criminal and civil laws apply, and there are many, many different approaches. Only in 2 provinces, Nova Scotia and Newfoundland, are there adult protection acts, which mandate that everyone, by law, have the duty to report adults at risk. And I believe that Newfoundland has a $10,000 penalty if one does not do so. These acts have been helpful, but they've also been criticized, and they're under constant review. They're not perfect. They've been criticized because people will pass the responsibility on to somebody else. They will say, oh, I did my part. I reported. It's your job now. I'm done. But the most important thing is that they do not resolve the fundamental environmental issues which have caused the problem to begin with. And the problem could happen again to the same person or to somebody else. However, I still feel that it's better to have laws than not to have laws at all. As Voltaire said, perfection should not be the enemy of the good. What will the sources then of assistance for senior be in all of these sectors? They will probably come from acts, mandates, policies, customer service protocols, contractual obligations, professional codes of ethics, in-house employee training. In short, a big hodgepodge of various sources. There will be little consistency and little coordination among all of these sources. For example, in the financial sector alone, there are 208 financial advisor designations. 208. What does this mean? Are we going to have 208 mission statements, codes of ethics to help adults and seniors, protocols, procedures, penalties? 208? For better consistency and coordination, we need what Alzheimer Canada is proposing. It's a fairly new program. It's called Dementia Friendly Communities. Essentially, it means that everyone in the community, including the young people, will know what dementia is and how to help people with dementia so they can help themselves, so they can be better understood, respected, supported, confident, and they can still contribute to community life. However, it's my personal feeling that while the Dementia Friendly Community Program is wonderful, we also need adult protection acts. As in Nova Scotia and Newfoundland, we need these throughout Canada. To begin with, CARP, the Canadian Association of Retired People, supports this view. Additionally, my experience as a teacher, volunteer, and community leader is that it doesn't matter how well one is in a group, in a community, that is organized, well organized, and everybody's supposed to know what they're supposed to do, something's going to go wrong and some line is going to be crossed and someone will fall through the crack. And because of that, we need these adult protection acts that will catch. It's going to be a catch-all for whatever could perhaps go wrong that is missed by something else. Therefore, to champion people living with dementia with awareness and the best of care, we need both dementia-friendly communities where everyone understands what dementia care is, and adult protection acts where everyone takes action to assist people with dementia. Getting back now to that example about the financial community that has about 208 financial designations and codes of ethics, which could all say something different. In the dementia-friendly community, hopefully there will be more consistency and everyone might be using the same protocol to help their clients when they're in a financial setting. Everyone could be using perhaps something designed by Alzheimer Canada or try to work towards a more consistent approach. I'm not going to go into the specifics of the approach that I have put here, these 4 steps. The point here is that there will be more consistency if everybody's working together in a dementia-friendly community. Therefore, in conclusion, I would like to say that I wish to live in a dementia-friendly community with an Adult Protection Act, as I will probably in the future myself develop dementia. Thank you very much. Now, here are some questions you might have on the presentation that I just did. You might be wondering, how would someone determine competency to step in to give assistance to an adult in a dementia-friendly community? Going back to the video we just saw, I'm not sure what you would do. I know what I would do. I would keep it simple and I would have 2 criteria. The first criteria would be that I would assess the gentleman that we just saw in the library. I would assess him on Maslow's hierarchies of need. And apparently he does seem to have his physiological and security needs met. I'm not sure about his social needs. Not only that, I'm not sure about how they will pan out in the future. And secondly, I would assess his capacity. He does seem to have capacity. Therefore, what I would do is I would just run out of the library, go find that gentleman and go, may we talk? Would you like to talk?
Forgetting things.
Oh, wow. I'd better go after him.
Do you need some assistance? And I would just take it from there. The second question you might have is, how will all of these strategies be implemented? I did mention the Alzheimer Friendly Community. Please go to the Alzheimer Canada website to check it out. It's a very, very good program. But additionally, there's another program called Future Us, and it's a brand new program created by the Canadian Network for the Prevention of Elder Abuse. And what's most important about this program is that I think it will probably bring about the legislation which we will need. It's a pan-Canadian engagement strategy that involves everyone, advocates, professionals, government leaders, community leaders, and it will involve everyone to prioritize, provide network support, and educate everyone about elder abuse. Another strategy that I have thought about is that young people need to know a lot more about what it's like to get old, which they will all one day be. Therefore, in our high school curriculum, we should include a lot more information about aging and elder issues. These could be put in law classes, family study classes, health and physical education. What happens to the body when you get old? English classes. People would have to write a story about grandma. Thirdly, you might be wondering, well, what will be the cost? The cost of all these strategies. Currently, and I'm not quite sure how they calculated this, in Canada, the cost of dementia-related issues is $10 billion or so. That's $10 billion. It could be because many of our current strategies are based on crisis-oriented models that are very expensive, as opposed to some of the prevention-oriented models proposed herein. Finally, what was the result of the Newfoundland Adult Protection Act, the 5-year review done on this act in 2020? Well, they actually thought it was a very good act. They actually want to provide more support for clients, which would include things like better cultural response, the right to be heard, customized care, faster, more efficient service. But I think this is very important. What they would also like to do is increase the help that's available to vulnerable adults who have the capacity but are being abused or neglected. So they would like to increase the act so that it will have more power to have vulnerable adults who have capacity, such as the gentleman we just saw in the video. Because currently the act only supports vulnerable adults who are at risk of abuse or neglect and self-neglect, who do not understand or appreciate that risk. They would like to expand that definition. Thank you very much. And I look forward, as I age again, to live in a dementia-friendly community with adult protection acts. Thank you very much.
I dedicate this dementia presentation to my aunt, Paule Capon of Virton, Belgium, an orphan senior, meaning she had no one left to take care of her. As she developed dementia, she was involved in several unfortunate financial situations. There was no universal duty to report adults at risk, Adult Protection Act time to assist her. I speak to advocate for such acts in all countries to assist adults at risk. Thank you very much.